Life can be incredibly stressful, and often, this stress stems from our illusion of control and a mind that constantly overthinks and ruminates. Holding on to things often proves to be a waste of energy, leading to mental and even physical pain. But what if there was a path to inner peace, a way to navigate life's challenges with tranquility? Stoic philosophy offers several powerful ideas to help us with letting go. Let's explore some of these profound principles. 1. Becoming aware of indifference. In Stoic ethics, we encounter a system of virtue, vice, and what are called indifferences. What many of us cling to are actually preferred indifferences, things like wealth, reputation, and material possessions. The Stoics consider these indifferent because they don't necessarily lead to misery, nor do they guarantee lasting happiness. Epictetus reminds us these are not within our control, and even if we acquire them, they don't provide enduring satisfaction. More importantly, not having them will not obstruct our ability to be happy. As Seneca wisely put it, whoever has largely surrendered himself to the power of fortune has made for himself a huge web of disquietude from which he cannot get free. The pursuit of externals, Seneca adds, is often frustrating and temporary. If we truly grasp that preferred indifferences are overrated and that we can be happy with just the basic necessities, we might loosen our grip on the relentless chase. 2. Remember impermanence. The world is constantly in flux. Life comes, life goes. Empires rise and fall. The house we live in, the money we have, the people we love, it's all subject to change and will eventually cease to exist. From this cosmic perspective, it seems illogical to painfully attach ourselves to the transient world around us. The preferred indifferences we discussed earlier not only fail to give lasting satisfaction, but they also do not last themselves. Emperor Marcus Aurelius observed this profound truth. We find ourselves in a river. Which of the things around us should we value when none of them can offer a firm foothold? The lesson here is simple. Why hold on tightly to things that are in constant flux? 3. Residing in the present moment. Humans often obsess over the past and the future, living outside the present moment where life truly happens. Our worries about what's to come can make us uptight and paralyzed, while the burden of the past rests heavily on our shoulders. Marcus Aurelius offered a clear perspective. The present is the same for everyone. Its loss is the same for everyone, and it should be clear that a brief instant is all that is lost, for you can't lose either the past or the future. How could you lose what you don't have? Letting go, in this sense, literally means letting go of what you don't possess. Our thoughts about the past or future are fabrications of the mind, mere illusions or fantasies, not the reality around us. While rational thinking is a gift, we must use our minds as tools, not be ruled by them. 4. The view from above. From a cosmic point of view, how significant are the minor events and anxieties that consume our emotional energy? Marcus Aurelius spoke of the insignificance of our lives in the grand scheme. The earth will cover us all and then be transformed in turn, and that too will change ad infinitum. See our brief mortality for what it is. Compared to the universe, we are less than a grain of sand. This perspective, while potentially leading to despair for some, can also be profoundly calming, reducing worry, greed, and anger. Modern Stoics practice the view from above, a meditative exercise that puts our daily affairs into a new light, changing our position towards external things and, consequently, how we feel. 5. Do less and do the essential. Marcus Aurelius advised us to do less. While Stoics highly regard productivity as a virtue, moderation is also key. He noticed people do many unnecessary things, especially with unlimited access to entertainment. Doing less also means talking less, as many conversations are nonsensical and waste time. Therefore, doing less means focusing on the essential, cutting out nonsense, and working more intelligently and efficiently. This approach not only brings tranquility, but also allows us to do the essential better. Marcus Aurelius encouraged asking ourselves at every moment, is this necessary? To eliminate unnecessary actions and assumptions. 6. Short escapes and mental retreats. Stoics are not fond of recreational travel as a means to seek tranquility. because wherever we go, we take ourselves with us, and the effects are temporary. Marcus Aurelius criticized seeking refuge from worries in quiet places, arguing that nowhere you go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. He proposed brief mental retreats, moments of reflection and contemplation to renew ourselves. During these retreats, ponder two things. First, that things have no hold on the soul. They stand there unmoving outside it. Disturbance comes only from within, from our own perceptions. And second, that everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. Our life is only perception. 7. Memento mori. Remembering that all shall pass. Memento mori, the remembrance of death, is the ultimate acceptance of the changing nature of the universe, including our own decay and vanishing. Marcus Aurelius urged us to keep in mind how fast things pass by. While the impermanence of all things can be a source of anxiety, it can also be a source of profound calm. The realization that everything is temporary means there's no point in clinging to good times or being strongly averse to bad times. Happiness is relative, and our inner world, our perception and reaction, is also in flux. As Seneca stated, death is a release from and an end of all pains. Beyond it, our suffering cannot extend. Accepting death as a natural part of life can bring tranquility and prepare us for loss, making us more functional and helpful for the community. 8. Don't demand the world to be nice/not being offended. The world is full of selfish, insolent, arrogant, and cruel people. We cannot expect everyone to be nice to us all the time. Resisting this reality will only lead to constant disappointment. Seneca criticized the wish that the whole human race were inoffensive as unrealistic and futile. Instead, we should aim for not being offended, which is entirely within our control. If someone offends you, ask yourself if what you're offended by is truth or nonsense. If it's truth, why be offended by what everyone sees? If it's nonsense, why be offended by nonsense? The person throwing nonsense might be the one who should feel ashamed, not you. Seneca noted that people often prefer physical punishment to being insulted, highlighting how deeply insults attack our ego. We should seek the root of our emotional reactions within ourselves, rather than immediately pointing fingers at the outside world. What other people think is ultimately none of our business. 9. Act in accordance with nature and watch your judgment. To live a tranquil life, we must act in accordance with nature, both the nature of the universe and our own human nature. This means accepting what the current situation asks of us, acknowledging reality, and taking necessary measures with a cool head rather than panicking or being nonchalant. As Epictetus taught, anxiety isn't caused by the environment, but by the position we take towards it. Our judgments can become problematic if they make us feel entitled to things we are not naturally entitled to. For example, we are entitled to a parent, but not necessarily a good parent. Distinguishing between the event itself and our judgment about it is crucial. 10. Focus less on things outside your control. Dichotomy of control. A cornerstone of Stoic thinking is the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, others are not. We ought to focus on what is up to us, our own faculty, our thoughts and emotions, and develop a healthy indifference towards outside events. Trying to control the external world is a futile effort. There will always be a billion things that slip from our grasp. This is where amor fati, the love of fate, comes in, embracing the unavoidable. 11. Stoicism in a crisis. When facing a crisis, Stoic literature offers invaluable advice. By working together, playing your part, recognize our interdependence, and set aside egos to help fellow humans. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that we are born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes. Doing what you can, accepting what you can't, we control our own actions, not how others behave or how the crisis itself unfolds. Act despite the actions of others. Adapting to the new situation, accept that times have changed and that our comfortable lives are vulnerable. Embrace change, let go of the past, and focus on making the best of the present. Avoiding panic. Panic throws rationality overboard. Marcus Aurelius advised remembering that no matter what happens, keep this in mind. It's the same old thing, nothing new at all, familiar, transient. This helps us see events as recurring patterns, not unprecedented horrors. Focus on your direct environment and what you can influence. Strengthen your own faculties so you become towers of strength, immune to compulsion and irrationality, even amidst mass hysteria. 12. Fortitude and self-control. Stoic fortitude is the art of strengthening the mind with Stoic principles, making us more resilient to unpleasant people and situations. It means changing our beliefs about how life should be to align with reality, thus relieving the pain of resistance. Seneca advised looking forward to everything which can happen as though it would happen to him, taking the sting out of evils. Epictetus taught that mental fortitude involves curbing our desires and aversions, becoming indifferent to things outside our will. This means ceasing to desire that people like you, or being averse to losing possessions, and focusing entirely on your own actions. Courage, a cardinal virtue, requires us to face fears and endure pain instead of avoiding them through quick fixes or vices. Self-control, another virtue, involves setting limits on comfort and consumption. Practices like fasting can reveal that many needs and desires are ingrained in our minds rather than truly physical. Becoming less dependent on what we think we need brings inner peace. 13. Not caring what others think. People spend immense energy worrying about what others think of them, driven by a deeply rooted, yet often irrational, fear of abandonment. However, as Marcus Aurelius pointed out, public praise amounts to nothing more than a clicking of tongues. Validation provides only a temporary rush and leads to a craving for more. The opinions of others are not in our control and are therefore unreliable for our happiness. If you live virtuously, why should you care what others think? When others blame, hate, or say injurious things, Epictetus advises looking into their poor souls to understand there's no reason to be concerned about their opinion. Resentment is a waste of time. What other people think is simply none of your business. 14. Love, lust, and breakups. The Stoics distinguished between unconditional love, which is in our control and can be given freely, and lust, a desire for something external and not in our control, which can cause suffering. Romantic love, often characterized by infatuation, clinging, and aversion, can lead to destructive jealousy. Seneca even considered indulgence in lust among the worst of the sins. While the Stoics valued marriage and meaningful relationships as vessels for virtue, they advised against clinging to loved ones. As Epictetus famously said, "Never say of anything, 'I have lost it,' but 'I have returned it.' A spouse, a friend, a child, they are not in our control and can be lost in a heartbeat. When facing a breakup, remember that happiness comes from virtue, not from an external person. A partner is a preferred indifferent, nice to have, but not mandatory for happiness. Don't feel entitled to another person. Their presence is temporary, like a traveler viewing a hotel. The pain of a breakup will pass. Time heals the wounds, and the universe is in constant change. It's crucial to acknowledge grief, but avoid destructive coping mechanisms, instead choosing a combination of active engagement with the world and moments of quiet reflection to process. The wisdom of the Stoics, from Zeno to Marcus Aurelius, provides a timeless blueprint for cultivating inner peace and tranquility. By understanding what's in our control, accepting impermanence, living in the present, fortifying our minds, and aligning with nature, we can face life's inevitable hardships with equanimity and courage. This journey is not about becoming emotionless, but about achieving eudaimonia, human flourishing, a state where true happiness always goes together with inner peace.